what I wanted to do was build a charging station that would be economical. So I ran over to Lowe's and bought this birch plywood. It's about $20 a sheet. This is a 2-foot by 4-foot section of birch plywood. And I felt that we need to build a charging station, but I need to be able to do it on a budget, which in this case would be $20. I would like to build it for free or cheaper, like I could have used pallet lumber or something. And some of the other charging stations that are out there are pretty fancy. One of the things I didn't like was the slots where they actually put the drill, in a slot or something for storage in the charging station. I like the shelf idea, and I like certain things of charging stations that I've seen out there. The Cobalt was really, I thought, was pretty cool, but it's $100 and it's no longer available from Lowe's anyways. You can't even buy it, so that's the end of that. Thanks Cobalt or Lowe's or whatever happened. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to start with a 2-foot piece by 4-foot, and I'll show you the cuts and the sizes. I'll give you the dimensions, and then if you want to build the same thing, heck, you can build it yourself. Again, $20 sheet of plywood. This is 1/2 inch. I probably could have spent $24 or whatever and got the 3/4 inch birch plywood, but I decided to really keep this thing on a budget. The $20, like, somehow that just rang a number with me and said, yeah, that's where I want to stay in line with. So down the road, maybe things will change a little bit, but for right now, this is our basic charging station for $20. The first thing that I had to do was, I had a problem. I looked at all the charging stations online, and the biggest problem I had was well, we'll just take a look at this one right here on the wall and show you what's going on. Here's a charging station, a Cobalt, matter of fact, from Lowe's, and what I want to be able to do is see the lights that are here on the charging station and keep them monitored. So if this thing is sitting on the top of way up on top of a charging station on a shelf, I can't see the lights, I can't monitor it, I can't see what's happening. This is an example. It's not actually the unit that we're going to be dealing with. It's simply an example of a situation where most charging stations, they seem to like to put them flat up on top, and that sort of defeats what I'm doing. I want to be able to look at my charging station, monitor what that charging station is doing, and if there's a problem or if it's not charging or it needs to be charged, I can see what's going on. This way I can't see, with it up on top of a shelf, I can't monitor or see if there's a problem or if I put the battery in wrong, anything like that. So I wanted a charging station that simply would, allow me to easy access in and out, have a place for them, have them all together, and go with that. So this is the reason for the simple, really simple, cheap build at this time. I'm going to expand the charging station down the road a little bit, but right now this was the immediate answer. And for $20 for a charging station, I'd say it did the trick. Let's go have a look and see how we turned out. So let's see if we can back out a little bit. Voila. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there it is. The charging station. And what it is at this point is I can see and monitor what's happening. I put a little power bar on the wall down below, and then tie wrapped all the plugs, so all the cords are tied up so without it hanging all over the place. But I can quickly look here and I can monitor the lights. I can slap it in. Up on the shelf, I decided on an angle or in depth. I could have the drills and the impact gun, whatever, up there that's charging, and the extra batteries. And I'm going to build a shelf underneath, but later plan. But reason I'm showing it the way it is this is where I got to with that 2-foot by 4-foot panel from Lowe's for $20. I've used all the lumber. There's no scrap left to speak of. So this is what we end up with, and I'm pretty happy with it. It works. It does the trick. And later on, and just not too late, not too short from now, that charging station over there will come over here and it'll go on the side here. And again, that'll be great access. This is the Cobalt 40 volt, that one down there, and that's really for the different weed whacker, the other gardening implements. So it's not like the tool stuff that's sitting here, but it can go on the side and it'll allow me access, and it'll come out of that corner. The idea here is so that at a glance, I can see the lights, I can see what's happening, indication. If I don't put a battery in right or something's not happening, I can detect it. Also, I've left room here for more charging stations. So I also have a Bosch and probably a 20-volt Craftsman coming in here at some point, so I wanted to have room for all the stuff there. And on top, I want to keep that as clear as I can and just be able to set the drills up there with or without the battery. and set any extra batteries up there at this time. So that's the charging station. Really simple. It's a nice build, and I'm going to give you the dimensions for it, and that way, you know, if you decide you want to do something similar, you can build your own. This is about a 45, I'm going to say a 45-degree angle, this piece here. And again, that's the reason for it. In the future, we'll put a couple pegs in here in the center, and we'll have a shelf built. And this shelf will go the drill bits and other cutting pieces and bits that you use with these type of pieces. So it'll be a nice compact charging station when it's all said and done. So, thanks for watching. This is Coffee and Tools. We'll sign off now, but it's a simple build. If you have a table saw, you could do it, or maybe even like a skill saw. I haven't done any finishing work. I did a little bit of sanding around the edges because, again, you want to keep the plywood clean, and I am going to probably put a coating on afterwards. But right now, I just wanted to get you up to date. This is where we're at. We built this. This was in the last couple of days.